heard a lot of people talk about how we are facing unprecedented stressors in this day and age. And while I suppose that's true, realistically, this has been the case in every day and age, just with unique stressors to the people alive at the time. What's more notable to me is that we no longer live in such a way that we really promote resilience to stress. We no longer do the best job of supporting our body's natural defense against it. So that's what we're going to be talking about today, is how to build resilience against stress. And make sure to stay to the end of the video because we're going to be sharing the winner of our giveaway. These first few points I know you have heard talked about before, but I want to share why they actually matter. And the first is going to be balancing your blood sugar. Proper blood sugar regulation is essential for hormone management, most notably here, cortisol management. When we do not eat properly, when we do not eat frequently enough, or the right combination of macronutrients, we allow our cortisol levels to soar and ourselves to live in that fight or flight state. So probably the biggest thing we can do to help manage our resilience to stress and build that is to eat frequently enough, to eat a proper combination of protein, carbohydrates, and a little bit of fat at every meal, to make sure that we're eating pretty promptly upon waking and not having coffee or stimulants on an empty stomach. I know you've heard it. I know you're probably tired of hearing it, but the next point is sleep. Prioritizing not just enough sleep, but high quality sleep is going to be essential to proper regulation of our bodies. Most of our body's restoration, healing, building, processing is happening in our sleep. And as a part of that, our cortisol levels are decreasing at night. So if we don't get enough sleep, if we don't get high quality sleep, those cortisol levels are going to stay higher across the board than they are supposed to. And as we already talked about with blood sugar, proper cortisol regulation is really key. So in terms of quality of sleep, some things I have been doing to really make this better have been prioritizing sleeping in a super dark room. We put up blackout curtains, trying to disconnect about an hour, at least 30 minutes before bed, so my brain can really calm down, and making sure I have a bedtime snack so that I'm not waking up in the middle of the night due to improper blood sugar regulation. Next up is exercise, and I put on this the stipulation of exercise with proper recovery and rest. The two go together. But when we exercise, we actually do see our cortisol levels increase, particularly with higher intensity exercise. But in the long run, as long as we're recovering appropriately, our cortisol levels are lower than they would be without that exercise. So again, it's all about that hormone cycling. And then bonus points, next point we'll say, is if you can get outside. I try to get outside every day, even if the weather is not great. But this really helps also reduce cortisol, just the active presence. And then when it comes to sunlight, this is really important for our circadian rhythms, which once again are crucial when it comes to stress management. We are getting into the nitty-gritty now, and this next tip is magnesium. I cannot recommend this enough. Magnesium is the first mineral that our bodies actually burn through in our stress response, and most people actually do not have optimal levels of magnesium due to soil depletion. So obviously we can do things through our diet to prioritize enough magnesium. For instance, foods such as cacao, almonds, cooked spinach, they are high in magnesium. But because of soil depletion, we still probably aren't getting as much as would be ideal. So I take magnesium glycinate as a supplement. You can also do magnesium baths, just Epsom salts. And then you can also do a magnesium spray of some kind, which topically it does, absorb through your skin, and you are still getting that really important mineral. But I recommend doing a combination of both. Sometimes it's good to ease into it though, because it will affect your digestion at times. The next thing on the list is Reishi, and understand that this is not getting down to the root cause, but it is something that can be really supportive to layer on top of the other things that you're doing. I found it to be really helpful if I'm going through a particularly stressful or anxious time, especially if I'm having trouble sleeping because my brain won't shut up. I don't know how to explain it other than when you have those voices, like your voice just going on and on and on about all the things you need to do or that you're anxious about it. When I've taken this before bed, it has really helped me just to kind of calm that voice down, shut it up, which has then given me the ability to fall asleep. Reishi is an adaptogenic mushroom that actually helps with regulating the release of cortisol and adrenaline, so those stress hormones. I am making today a little mushroom mocha, but I also like to do a mushroom hot cocoa. That's what I'll have if I'm taking it before bed. Today I'm using the cacao mix because that's what I was able to get at the store from Four Sigmatic, but I really like best their mushroom elixir, their Reishi elixir. I just use usually half a packet in my little hot cocoa or coffee, and I will leave the recipe I'm using today down below, but there are also lots of great brands. You just want to look for something that is high quality and of course pure. The last point I have for y'all today is to stimulate the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve is the main nerve responsible, we'll say, for the parasympathetic nervous system, or your rest and digest state, which is where we want to spend most of our time. So there are a number of things we can do to stimulate the vagus nerve, most foundationally breath work. So I like to do box breathing, where I'll breathe in for 4 counts. I hold my breath at the top for 4 counts, exhale for 4, and then hold my breath at the bottom for 4 counts. And then also just a 4 count inhale and exhale in through the nose, out through the mouth can be really, really helpful. You will feel this requiring your body to calm down. Soft tissue work is another key way to stimulate the vagus nerve. Massage obviously is going to be fantastic. Also self-massage or foam rolling, myofascial release is going to be really helpful as long as you're able to breathe and get yourself into that relaxed state while you are practicing these things. Using a TENS unit is also going to be really, really helpful. It's sending a safe electric current through your body, and that does stimulate the vagus nerve. I find it very relaxing to incorporate this into my weekly routine. All right, y'all, it is officially time to draw the winner of our first ever giveaway here at the channel. Let me first say that I am so grateful to each and every one of you who entered. It was really inspiring to hear y'all all sharing what you're proud of in your health journeys and just in your lives as a whole. And I wish that I could give each and every one of you something, but I'm just grateful that I get to do this at all. So doing this the old fashioned way, just gonna shuffle up these names. We're gonna draw one and see who it is. Not looking, I promise. Well, I had to look, so I didn't grab 2, but oh my goodness. Okay, the winner is our ASMR homestead. This is Sandra over there, and this is so sweet because Sandra, I know you have been here for a while, been so sweet engaging with my content, and I want to see real quick if I can find this comment. I have the video pulled up and just share with y'all. Wait, y'all, this couldn't be more perfect. Okay, so Sandra shared that she recently had a life knockdown situation, and she said that instead of letting it take her down, she relied on God to help get through and change some bad habits that weren't uplifting in her life. So she upped her workout life, changed her eating habits, and helped herself lose weight. She kept the house cleaner than normal and is really focusing on her little people so that she can be the best mom and wife to her hubby that she can. She said she's so proud of that. And Sandra, I'm so proud of you too. It made me so excited that I drew your name because I know you've been here supporting the channel for a good while, and yeah, that just means a ton. So what I'm gonna have you do, please just email me. My email is in the description of every video, or it's sallyrhand@gmail.com. You can email me your shipping address, or you can message me over on Instagram and I can get the element to you that way. I'll also, if I don't hear from you in a couple days, I will respond again to that comment and just let you know. But everyone, thank you so much for being here. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, I suppose let me know. But until next time, bye y'all.